Welcome to the Lakers Highlights Today channel. Before we get to the news, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Now, let's get to the Lakers news.
Hey, Lakers fans! Heads up because things behind the scenes are heating up. It's time to talk about one of the most beloved names among the fans, Austin Reaves. And what's happening now could change everything. The Los Angeles Lakers are once again at the center of speculation, and Reaves' name is making the rounds again with force. Officially, the front office insists they have never shown interest in trading him. But behind the scenes, the reality seems more complicated. The pressure to build a roster worthy of LeBron James and Luka Doncic is pushing the franchise toward increasingly bold moves. According to Dan Woik from The Athletic, although the Lakers still see Reaves as a piece for the future, there are voices in the league questioning whether that conviction will withstand the urgency for changes. It's in this climate that Zach Buckley from Bleacher Report proposed a bold idea, a trade with the Toronto Raptors. The suggested deal would send Reaves and Rui Hachimura to Canada, while the Lakers would receive Barrett, Ochai, Agbaji, and a 2027 first-round draft pick. On paper, it's a trade that raises many eyebrows. Reaves is coming off an impressive season, averaging 20.2 points and 5.8 assists, performing like a true all-star, even though he still earns as a secondary player. With only one guaranteed year left on his contract and the possibility of testing free agency in 2026, his value has never been higher. And more, some say he could get a maximum extension worth up to $246 million. But there's a point that can't be ignored: his on-court partnership with Luka Doncic. Both like to control the game with the ball in their hands, and the defensive limitations of the duo have raised doubts. This has led some voices in the league to wonder if now is the right moment for the Lakers to sell high and better balance the roster construction. Still, this particular proposal seems modest. Barrett has talent but is very inconsistent. Agbaji has potential as a 3 and D wing but is not yet a sure thing. And the 2027 draft pick, although valuable, doesn't come close to what Reaves already delivers today. On Toronto's side, this move would be bold and could be exactly what the franchise needs to accelerate its rebuild. Reaves would fit well with the young core of Scottie Barnes, Emmanuel Quickley, and Brandon Ingram. Together, they could form one of the most promising offensive units in the East. However, for the Lakers, accepting this trade without a star like Barnes or Ingram involved seems unlikely. Reaves has too much value, both technically and strategically. He meshes well with LeBron, brings energy, basketball IQ, and is just getting started. If nothing much bigger comes up, it's most likely that Los Angeles will keep Reaves on the roster and bet big on his extension next offseason. The fans already know, when the Lakers believe in a player, they go all in. And for now, everything indicates that Reaves will remain part of the plans to chase the next championship. Following that line of thought, let's imagine what it would be like for Barrett to wear the Los Angeles Lakers jersey. One of the biggest markets in the NBA, the most glorious franchise in the league, with a history marked by legends and unforgettable moments. For Barrett, this would be more than just a new chapter in his career. It would be a dive into an environment where pressure, prestige, and expectations come together on every single possession. Barrett would arrive in Los Angeles bringing considerable experience. The third overall pick in the 2019 draft, a Duke graduate, with consistent stints at the Knicks and now the Raptors, he already knows well what it means to perform under the spotlight. New York and Toronto are demanding markets, but nothing compares to the permanent showcase that is the Lakers. Every game at the Crypto.com arena becomes an event. Every performance makes headlines. And it's in this setting that Barrett would have the chance to make a leap not only technically but also in image, impact, and legacy. In terms of playing style, RJ has attributes that could be valuable alongside stars like LeBron James and Luka Doncic. He is a wing who can create off the dribble, has the physicality to attack the paint, and has shown flashes of offensive versatility. Although he is not yet an elite shooter, his outside shot has improved over recent years, and his ability to play multiple perimeter positions could allow Darvin Ham to explore more dynamic lineups, especially when the Lakers want to speed up the pace or switch their defense. RJ is also a player who doesn't shy away from contact and likes to attack the basket, something always welcome on teams that have elite playmakers. With LeBron and Luka constantly drawing defensive attention, Barrett would have more space to operate in secondary scoring roles, exploiting mismatches and using his physical strength against smaller defenders. Defensively, he is a player who can contribute with his wingspan and mobility, especially if he maintains focus. The Lakers' defensive system demands commitment and basketball IQ, something he has begun developing over the last few seasons. Playing alongside experienced names can further accelerate this tactical evolution. Beyond that, there's the mental factor. RJ Barrett is competitive. He has a mature mindset for his age, faces challenges seriously, and comes from a solid basketball education. In an environment where every night matters and every win counts, that kind of mentality is essential. Off the court, Barrett's profile would grow immediately. The Lakers' brand exposure is unmatched, and players who stand out there gain another dimension. Sponsorships, international recognition, national team call-ups, everything gets amplified. He would have the chance to show the world he's ready for more. Of course, adjustments would still be needed. The pressure in Los Angeles is daily, and the technical and mental demands are very high. But if he manages to find his role alongside the stars, understand his part, and deliver consistency, RJ Barrett could become an important name for the Lakers' future, a complementary piece with strength, versatility, and personality to contribute to a high-level campaign. Ultimately, playing in Los Angeles would mean for RJ Barrett the chance to redefine his trajectory. From an inconsistent promise to a solid player, from a supporting role in rebuilds to a protagonist in a franchise with championship ambitions. And that kind of scenario is exactly where great careers turn into legendary stories. Now, continuing with the projection, it's time to imagine what Ochai Agbaji's arrival to the Los Angeles Lakers would be like, a team where every minute on the court is watched, every play analyzed, and every player is called to prove themselves in front of the demanding Lakers fans and an organization that breeds championships. Ochai Agbaji is still developing in the NBA but already carries a clear and promising profile. National champion and NCAA Player of the Year at Kansas in 2022, Agbaji was drafted with the expectation of becoming a true 3 and D wing, a player who spaces the floor with precise three-point shooting while also providing strong perimeter defense. For a team like the Lakers, this type of player has immediate value. Arriving in Los Angeles would mean a jump in the level of demand and visibility. At the Utah Jazz, and previously with the Cavaliers, Agbaji had more flexible minutes, room for mistakes, and time to learn. With the Lakers, that margin shrinks considerably. Here, development needs to go hand in hand with results. This can be either a blessing or a challenge, depending on how the player responds to the pressure. On the court, Agbaji would have a well-defined role. With LeBron James and Luka Doncic centralizing the offense, the wing's job is clear. Move without the ball, position himself well in the corners and wings, take advantage of the space created by the star's gravity, and when the ball comes his way, shoot with confidence. He has a quick and solid shooting mechanics, and although he's not yet a proven specialist, he has all the tools to improve in this aspect. Defensively, this is where he can earn playing time more quickly. Agbaji has good wingspan, defensive instincts, and lateral quickness to keep up with wings and guards. The Lakers' system demands switching on defense, constant communication, and versatility to handle different matchups. This defensive ability can make him a valuable piece in the rotation. He still needs to refine his reading of the game and consistency, but the foundation is there. The presence of veterans like LeBron and experienced players on the roster can accelerate his growth. Young players often develop faster when surrounded by technical leaders and mentors on the court, and in a competitive environment like the Lakers, every practice becomes an opportunity to improve. If Ochai is receptive and determined, as he showed in his college career, he could definitely become an important name off the bench and even compete for playing time in big games. Beyond the technical aspect, there is the symbolic impact of being part of the Lakers. Agbaji would gain instant exposure, national and international visibility, and the chance to build an identity within one of the most respected franchises in basketball worldwide. The stage would be different. The spotlight, inevitable. And if he delivers consistency and energy, recognition will come. Of course, there is still work to do. Agbaji is still refining his decision-making with the ball, needs to build confidence as a secondary creator, and can improve his finishing in traffic. But alongside stars who constantly draw double teams, he would have less creative responsibility and more space to operate as a finisher, exactly where his game can flourish. Therefore, for Ochai Agbaji, wearing purple and gold would mean more than just a change of team. It would be an opportunity to accelerate his consolidation in the league, show his value at a high competitive level, and earn his place in a roster with clear ambitions to compete at the top. If he embraces the challenge, stays disciplined, and takes advantage of the opportunities, he can turn a quiet arrival into a story of consistent growth within the NBA's greatest franchise. Continuing with this scenario, it's time to reflect on the real impact that trading Austin Reaves would have on the Los Angeles Lakers, a decision that would undoubtedly affect the franchise's technical, emotional, and even symbolic structure. Austin Reaves is not just another player on the roster. In record time, he has become a key piece within the Lakers system. From going undrafted to earning his spot through game intelligence, tactical reading, and offensive efficiency, Reaves quickly came to represent something bigger, the idea that effort, skill, and commitment can produce results even outside the draft spotlight. He won over the fans and coaching staff and is now one of the most beloved players on the team. Trading Reaves, therefore, would not be just a sports decision. It would be a high-risk strategic choice, loaded with implications both on and off the court. The first is the immediate impact on the team's playing style. Reaves is a player who makes life easier for those around him. He can initiate plays, move effectively without the ball, shoot efficiently, attack the basket with control, and, above all, make smart decisions in critical moments. He's the kind of player who understands the game at a high level and, even without spectacular stats, makes the team perform better. Alongside LeBron James and Luka Doncic, Reaves acts as a link between the star's creativity and the system's fluidity. He doesn't need to dominate the ball all the time but knows exactly what to do when he gets it. If the Lakers give that up, they need to ensure that the return includes a player with similar or greater impact, not just in individual talent but in tactical fit and team objectives. Another factor is team identity. Reaves represents silent effort, overcoming odds, and homegrown talent. His evolution has become part of the Lakers' narrative in recent years. He didn't arrive as a star but turned into a reliable playoff performer, even delivering decisive performances at key moments. This earns respect in the locker room, trust from the coaching staff, and identification with the fans. Trading him would also affect this emotional bond that supports the team's project. Of course, there's a legitimate financial and planning argument. Reaves declined a contract extension this offseason and is expected to test free agency in 2026. There's a real possibility he'll seek a max contract, potentially worth up to $246 million over 5 years. This projection forces management to consider coldly, is it worth paying that much to keep a valuable complementary player? Or is it better to sell high now to rebalance the roster with more pieces or a proven star? It's a fine line between emotion and strategy. The Lakers know that any mistake here could be costly. Trading Reaves for a package that doesn't deliver immediate impact could weaken the team in the short term. Keeping him and then failing to re-sign him risks losing him for nothing. This kind of dilemma separates average franchises from historic ones, and the Lakers, as always, are trying to find the right balance between present and future. In the end, trading Austin Reaves would be a bold, high-risk move with consequences on many levels. It's not just about numbers or fit. It's about giving up a player who earned his place with merit, adding technique, intelligence, and personality to a roster with serious title aspirations. This trade, by all indications, makes more sense for the Toronto Raptors than for the Los Angeles Lakers. Toronto would receive 2 players with real, immediate value, capable of pushing the team to a new competitive stage. The Lakers, by giving up Reaves and Hachimura, risk losing stability and identity in exchange for a mid-term promise, something that doesn't fit the urgency of their current situation. Unless the scenario changes to include a higher impact piece, this deal seems unbalanced. Reaves, for what he's already proven and what he represents in the Lakers project, holds value not fully reflected in this package. It's more sensible for the franchise to keep its core, continue betting on internal development, and explore trades that bring immediate impact reinforcements capable of turning the team into a real title contender this season and beyond. At the end of the day, this proposal may have caused a stir, but it's still far from justifying the price. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you believe this trade would be worth it for Los Angeles, or are Reaves and Hachimura too fundamental to be moved right now? Leave your opinions in the comments. Until next time, Lakers Nation.